Hello, boys and girls. We are on lesson 24, guided practice, using nets and finding surface area. Now, if you are in the 2020 book, that means you are going to be on page 256 and 257. For those of you in the 2017 version, you are on page 248 and 249. Now, there is an example at the top of the page. I'd like you to pause the video and give yourself some time to read through that example. Make sure that that example makes sense to you and that it's clear in your head. So I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. Please pause your video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be back now that you've taken a look at the example and can understand what they've done in that example. I want you to take a look at 22. Now in 22 it asks, what is the surface area of this triangular prism? All right, so if you can imagine this triangular prism, I know it's a little tricky in your head, but we have got a triangle on the top. There's also a triangle on the bottom. Then we've got some rectangular sides. How many rectangular sides are there? Right, there's 3. There's one here on the front. And this one on the front is a little bit bigger, okay? And then we have 2 on the side. There's one right here. That would be 16 by 29. And then we've got another one right here, which is also 16 by 29. So it says the base of each triangle is 42 meters, and the height of the triangular base is 20. All right, so they want to know the surface area. So we need to find the area of each of these faces. So first of all, how many faces are there? Well, we've got a base on the bottom, a triangular base on the bottom, a triangular base on the top, and then we've got 3 rectangular faces. So let's first of all find the base on the bottom and the base on the top. They're going to be the same. And if its length is 42 and its height is 20, so we know we're going to take 42 times 20. Now, does that give us the actual, is that actual area for a triangle? What do you have to multiply that? Yes, you have to multiply that by 1/2. So 1/2 times base times height. Okay, there's that one. Okay, now how many of those are there? Well, there's 2. So we're going to do 1/2 42 times 20 plus 1/2 42 times 20. Okay. Now we have, so we've got the top triangle and the bottom triangle. Now we've got these 3 rectangles to figure out. 2 of the rectangles are the same, and that's these 2. This one over here is 29 times 16. This one is also 29 times 16. So we can add plus 29 times 16. And there are 2 of those. Okay. Now, so we've got this side, we've got the side over here and the side over here, but we don't have this on the front, right? What is the area of this going to be, this rectangle on the front? Well, we've got 42 times 16 plus 42 times 16. Okay, just do it like that. Okay, boys and girls, you've got a seriously long math equation there to do. And what I'm going to ask you to do is find this first. And then you have the same thing there. Work through each of these departments, each of these sections. And then you'll come up with 4 answers in which you're going to add together. So I'd like you to pause it. And in just a second, I'll tell you the answer. We'll make sure you got the same thing, but go ahead and pause now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to write down the answer of the area. Hopefully you got the same thing. You should have gotten 2,440 square meters. Good job, boys and girls. Put down your pencil and pat yourself on the back. And take a minute with me, and we're going to go to the next page. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the top of the page on number 23. Excuse me. 23 says, does the net shown below fold up into a prism or a pyramid? Now, once again, I'm going to ask you to pause it, and I'm going to ask you to think. Now, when I fold this shape, does it make a pyramid? Pyramid usually has one base and 4 triangular sides. So see if that's what you can come up with. Or when I fold this shape, do I come up with a prism similar to this with 2 bases and 3 faces? So take a second, pause the video, and tell me what you think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you thought about that a little bit and got it figured out. The net folds up, and when the net folds up, is it a pyramid? No. The net folds into a triangular prism. So let's write that down. The net folds into a triangular prism. All right, nicely done. Now, they also want us to find the surface area. So in order to find the surface area, we are going to add 2 triangles, the area of these 2 triangles, plus the area of these 3 rectangles. So the area of the bases, which are going to be these 2 triangles. So the area of the bases is going to be 1/2 base times height, right? Because it's a triangle. So it's going to be 1/2 base. What's our baseline here, guys? 8. What's our height? Our height is 6.9. Okay. So you're going to take 8 times 6.9. Let's do that up here. 6.9 times 8. 8 times 9 is 72. Put down our 2, carry our 7. We get 6 times 8 is 48 plus 7. What is 48 plus 7? Did you get 55? Good. Okay, and half of that, so we're going to divide that by 2. So how many times does 2 go into 552? 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. We bring down our 1 and our 5. 2 goes into 15 7 times. We get 14, and we bring down our 1 and our 2. How many times does 2 go into 12? 6. Okay, now I made a mistake here, and then I didn't write 50. It should have been 55.2, and this should have been 55.2 in our decimal. Should have been right there. So we come up with the area of one of these triangles is going to be 27.2, right? But, 27.6. But we know that there are 2 of them, right? So you're going to have to do 27.6 plus 27.6 to find the area of both bases. 6 plus 6 is 12. Put down our 2, carry our 1. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Put down our 5, carry our 1. And we get 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. We end up with that same 55.2. So the area of the bases is what? The area of the 2 triangles is what, guys? 55.2. Now we need to find the area of the rectangular faces. Okay, and that's simpler because we know that they are 8 times 3 Okay, and how many are there? There's 3 of them. 3 times 8 times 3 is 24. And what is 24 times 3? 72. All right, so we just have some simple addition to do. So 3 faces is going to be 72, 3 rectangular faces, plus what? Plus the area of the 2 bases, which is 55.2. And when you add those together, what do you get? Well, let's go up here and add them just to make sure. 55.2 plus 72.0. Get 2, 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. You should come up with 127.2 square. And what were we talking about? Inches or centimeters? Yes, centimeters. All right. I know that was kind of a long problem we had to work through, but you guys can do it. You just have to take your time and go through each of the steps. Now, last but not least, we're going to look at problem number 24. And open, underline open, because this is letting you know that we have a storage box without a top on it, right? It looks like a cube, it's shaped like a square prism, but it does not have a top on it. So an open storage box is shaped like a square prism, but without a top face. The base of the box is a square. So we've got a square down here with a side length of 12. So the base is going to be 12 by 12. What's 12 by 12? What is it, guys? 144. Nice job. Now, so we've got a base of 144, and then we've got these 4 sides, right? We've got a side here. There's one right there. There's one over here, and there's one in the back. And each of those we know has a base, but it's got a height of 12. So it's going to be, the faces are going to be 12 times 10, which is 120. So all we have to do is add those 4 faces, 120, 120, 120, 120, plus the base, which was 144. And we're going to come up with the surface area of the box. So we add those up and we get 4. We go to the next column, we've got 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Put down our 2, carry our 1, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We come up with an answer of 624 square inches. Is that one of our choices? Well, hot dog, it is. Circle B. Nicely done. Braden chose C as the correct answer. Why is his answer incorrect? Any idea? You know what I think maybe Braden forgot to do? I think Braden didn't realize that it was open. So he probably added another base of 144. So if you take 624 and you would have added another base, which is 144, you get 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So you get 768. Is that? Yes, that's what C is, 768. So that's exactly what Braden did. Braden forgot that the box was what? Right, that the box was open. He added another base. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you've got that all written down. Thanks for sticking with me through this whole lesson 24 on finding surface area of different shapes. So we're going to be, tomorrow you'll have the independent practice, and then we'll come up with an activity for Friday. But for now, I'd like you to go ahead and do your PPS pages for me. So bye, 6th graders. I will see you tomorrow.